In this video, I'm going to show you how we can configure NAT overload or PAT. So this is my lab, and on the WAN side, I have configured this IP, and this is the server side IP, which resides on ISP router, and this is my LAN side. So we are basically configure the NAT overload. So first of all, you have to configure the inside and outside interfaces on the NAT. So our inside interface will be our LAN that is connected to G0 by 0 by enter IP NAT inside, and on the outside interface IP NAT outside. So as you look into my configuration, I have already configured the IP route to the destination network on both the sides. So now it's time to configure the access list first. Go to access list 1, permit the host where you want to permit the NAT. For example, this is the IP 10.1.1.2. I want to permit 10.1.1.3. And now enter the command to enable IP NAT inside source list 1 interface G0 by 1 overload. So now try to ping the IP address of server. Now check the router for translations, whether it is translating. So this is the IP being used 200.1.1.249, and this is the port number, and this is our inside local address that is being translated. In NAT overload, you know that we don't have to define the pool. We simply define one IP and add the overload command, just what I did. So one more command is there, show IP NAT statistics. Here you can see some hits and some misses. So misses are the ones that when the NAT table was not built, because I have done this lab, so you can see the misses number that greater than what you should be seeing on the real router. So these are the expired translation. These are the outside interfaces. These are the 4 dynamic, 4 extended total translations. So if you go to another PC, so you will see only this one IP address, 1.1.1.249 always. So even the attacker will not be able to know your IP. Example, if you trace this IP, suppose, so the public IP address will be visible to you. So in this way, you can configure the NAT overload or PAT. Cisco router. Thanks so much.